Hey there YouTube. Today I'm going to take a look around St. Martin's. Alright, so we're out here in St. Martin's, a little small town nestled on the Bay of Fundy. About 350 plus people live here, and it's actually Neely's hometown. So, here on the Bay of Fundy, of course, tide's on its way out, but we are subject to some of the highest tides in the world. And one of the neatest things that the tides here have done is on jagged cliffs such as the one here where the caves are. Let's see if I can zoom in. Actually carved out caves along the sandstone rocky faces along the coastline. And that's one of the things that St. Martin's is really famous for, is that it's caves. Got a real rocky beach with some nice rocks on here that are nice and smooth because they've been polished by the wave action. See, the water's all the way out there, but where I'm standing is normally underwater. By the way, the seaside restaurant, and we just ate there. It's actually got really good food. What? Alright, so we're going to try and make our way over to the caves, but I don't know if we'll actually be able to get right in there. A lot of people have, but one of the big problems is as the water goes out, there's like a little river. It's several meters wide that goes along just before the caves. So it all depends on whether we're able to cross it or not. Start.
It's not low tide until 4 o'clock. What is it now, 2 something?
It is currently 2:12. So I think there's another 2.5 hours before the tide's fully out.
And this could be running pretty well.
Yeah.
Especially since I have my good shoes.
It might be close to its thinnest right now though, just because it's almost draining out. It's not coming back in or nothing.
Anyway, you want to come up, keep staying here and go up this way. There should be a little log thing across here. We'll see how deep across it is.
Plainly see right there though. That's a big rock wall. You can see like new caves are forming right down there. Caves right along the edge there. There's even more caves around the point, but I don't recommend going to them if you're ever here. And of course you can see where weather's eroding even more caves back here. Now of course, being sandstone, the caves aren't exactly 100% safe. The reason why there's like a rocky patch up here, and Neely remembers this, is because a huge chunk of that fell off there once. Made a lot of noise. It's sandstone basically. It's also a geological wonder because you can actually see the lines there. Kind of neat. So here's our little roadblock. This little river is running quite well, and it's probably about 6 meters wide. A couple of tourists down there that are looking to do the same thing. Unless we find a place to cross, we're not going to cross this because I don't really want to get my shoes wet. What? Say it.
This is another place to cross. This is usually another good place to cross, but as you can see right now, it needs to be a little bit lower. Usually going across this, you're going to get your ankles wet and your feet wet, but here right now you're going to get your knees wet and your shins, so it's not worth the walk right now.
Well, you could try walking down around the outside and get pictures from there. Here we are up along the cave edge. You see that it really is a cave. It goes all the way in there. Yep, there we are. Yeah, look at that. I wish I could get a closer look, but I'm not much of a jumper. And over here there's another cave. Again, if this water was any lower, I could cross it. Oh well. The caves can be quite dangerous to go in, especially if the tide's coming in, just because the water actually fills up in those caves. So it's a bad idea to be over there when the tide starts to roll right in, because it'll come in pretty darn quick. Looking out this way, just about 4 short hours ago, this was full of water. You can see where the canteen is. And I've still got quite a ways to go, and it's not fully out yet. You can see all over these walks, you can see periwinkles. The tiny shellfish. Keep in mind that just a few hours ago, and you can see all the seaweed on these rocks over here. Just a couple hours ago, this was the seafloor. That's how high the tides are here. They're like epic, yeah. Isn't it like 29 meters, 26 meters or something? It's pretty high. I can't remember the exact number.
No.
Say hello?
He's in there.
He's saying, "Pull me down! No! Pull me in the water!" Hey, look, barnacles. They're shut when they're above water, like completely shut. Some of them are dead. That's why you see holes. But when they're underwater and there's stuff floating by, they'll actually have like a little tongue inside that they'll stick out and
Sloop you up.
I think we're about at the end of the road here. We can't go any further. The caves are really nice looking. And like I said, there's more forming all the time. It takes centuries for them to fully carve out, but there's a lot of weather that happens through here, and they just get eaten away out of the rock. And like I said, there's more around the coast there, but it's dangerous to go around the rocks because of all the seaweed. In fact, was it your dad or your brother that broke his ankle? Yeah. Okay. All right. Over there is Quaco Head. That's Quaco? Quaco. I always used to call it Quaco. Probably because I'm a gamer. It's not what it's quacked up to be. Oh. What's the name of that island out there? There's a name for that. Dulce Rock? Let me see if I can zoom in. I think it's got some impressive zoom features. That's way out there. It looks fairly close there, but I'll zoom all the way out.
Some people call it Steel Point.
Steel Point? Oh, look at the clouds. Alright. Let's head back. So there you have it. Caves of St. Martin's. Sorry I wasn't able to get any closer. But you can see where the tide's way out. Still got a little, probably around 2 hours to go before it's all the way out. It was up here. In some storms, it's been over the road. By the way, if you're out here, eat at the seaside. Another one of St. Martin's important landmarks is, of course, their twin covered bridges. That's the Hardscrabble Bridge over the Irish River right there. And it's a road that goes around past the old lighthouse. You can zoom out. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Up the road and this one. Wands Creek. I thought this was Irish River. Like, okay, I'm sorry. Irish River #1. So why is it still called Irish River? Okay, that's why I'm right. Anyway, and that one's Irish River #2, Hardscrabble. And it's a hard scrabble in the winter up to the top of that hill. Right. One of the neatest things about New Brunswick is we still have a high number of surviving covered bridges in the southern part of the province. So there's 2 here in St. Martin's that are identical, and it's the only, I believe, the only 2 identical bridges at all. I don't think the other can hear me. Well, yeah, 2 identical covered bridges. Anyway, there's all kinds of boats. It's low tide, so they're touching the bottom. At high tide, the water's high enough so they can actually get out. So they usually do their fishing at high tide. Because of the tides, it makes for some great fishing grounds around here. I think that's why we've, in the Maritimes, have a stereotype of being fishermen. The only fish I've ever caught was perch. I think I caught a trout once. Alright, so these bridges were both built in 1935. I believe, this one was anyway. And there's only room for 1 lane of traffic. They weren't exactly built for the cars we have today back then. So a lot of them in the province are 1 lane only. There are a few that are 2 lane. I think the longest one in the world is up in Heartland, New Brunswick, and it's like all the way across the St. John River, and it's 2 lane. This is the only one I've ever seen that's got a separate walkway. That coincidentally is all covered in graffiti and shit. Aww. He's trying to get a big picture of me. Oh, car coming in. Woo. And of course there's a dam and just beyond that bridge over there. We're over here towards, was it Quaco Head? Yep. Quaco Head. Alright. You can see right there, as politically incorrect as it is, the locals call this Indian Head Rock. It's the best view we get of it now because the actual walkway down towards it is blocked off. There's a lot of paintings of that available around town though. Let's continue up onto the lighthouse. Whoa. And here we are, down towards the Quaco Head. I'm sure I pronounced it right.
You can hear the breeze.
Yeah, and there's the Quaco Head lighthouse, and there's a steep cliff, and there's also a rock with possibly some seals on it. Ding, ding, ding. Yep, I see it. Zoom right in on it. Wow, we really picked a good day to come down here. It's really clear. You can see this is that's where the caves are. Down there. You can see right there, there's the other caves that are around the corner. And of course it's a rugged coastline all the way down. There's even another beach down there, it's privately owned. And further down this way are the rocks and cliffs and the stuff that you would see if you were to go down the Fundy Trail. Yep. Oh, way out there? That's a lookout and there's like a little head out, almost looks like in the middle of the water. That's okay. Alright. Not only that, it's clear enough to make out Nova Scotia. See bits and pieces of Nouvelle Écosse. Nova Scotia is a bumpy coastline. We're right across the bay from Margarettsville in the Annapolis Valley. Actually, it's not really in the Annapolis Valley, it's kind of like over the edge of the mountain, the North Mountain. But it's pretty close. We were over there earlier this year. See, right here is where the old lighthouse used to be. That's where it is now. Careful, honey. Don't generally recommend coming out this far. This is a very dangerous spot.
You actually go right down there though. Dad and I actually just fished mackerel down there.
Holy mackerel. I'm not going down there. There's the, what's the name of that island?
We call it the rock.
Dulce Rock?
Dulce Rock. But it also has a Micmac name, and I can't think of it, but when translated, it means seal.
Seal Point.
Seal Point or something like that.
So. Oh. At high tide, this rock is completely submerged. At low tide, well, we're looking at it.
Yeah, that's pretty good right there. People have gone between here and there, where like, yeah, you've got almost a perfect land bridge there to get across and actually pick dulse, because dulse is a delicacy of dried seaweed, which I hate, but a lot of people actually really like. And
I think the
tourists love it.
Tourists love it. A lot of people around here love it, but I think you're going to find more people that hate it around here than the tourists do. I don't know. Yes, we sell people seaweed sometimes, and they'll eat it. It tastes like it's like crunchy, salty, weird tasting leaf, dried leaf. It's basically they take the seaweed and they dry it underneath the sunlight on a rock, salt it. And some people might like it. I always thought it was kind of weird. It kind of tastes salty and vinegary at the same time. Meh. See how well you can see that, but I think that's a seal out there. Wow. Cool. It's probably where they hide. Looks like he's sunning himself. Either that or it's just a rock. It's probably where they all are. That's a seal. Hey honey, I got a closer shot, but those are indeed seals resting up on a rock there. Wow. So real harbor seals. They're not moving very fast, they're just sunning themselves in the rock on a beautiful day here in New Brunswick. That's awesome. Nice secluded spot. Nobody can see them there unless you got binocular vision or a high zoom camera. Alright, so it's been a nice day out here in St. Martin's. Thanks for watching, guys. Running it out of memory and tape on the camera, and I think we've taken a picture of just about everything that's accessible at this time of year. Talk to you later. Bye.